Hi guys, it's Elena. So I just wanted to do a quick video on a few things that happened today. Well, first of all, today I downloaded the Shadowhunters app on my phone. I don't know, it's not great. It has some pretty cool things. It has exclusive materials, news, the books, the movie, connection to Facebook and Twitter, you know, with the shadow hunters of the world, upcoming events, videos, photos about Cassandra Clare, just a whole bunch of cool things. Wow. Huh? Cool, right? Anyway, and under exclusive, there's the prologue to the Clockwork Princess book, which comes out in 39 days, and I'm super excited about it. But yeah, you can read the prologue on the Shadowhunter app, which is awesome, and naturally I did it. So I'm super excited, and I have all of these ideas that I had the seeds of when I was reading Clockwork Prince, and now they're like full-blown crackpot theories. So I will be talking a little bit about that right now. But first, I wanted to also mention I got my Entertainment Weekly today, because I'm subscribed naturally. And on page 13, under News and Notes, there's a little mention of a movie called The Mortal Instruments City of Bones. It says Cassandra Clare's Legion of fans wait in breathless anticipation for Clary Frey, who is played by Lily Collins, and cocky demon hunter Jace, or Jamie Campbell, sorry if I'm not saying that right, to hit theaters this summer. And there's a little picture, which is a little dark, of them. That's Jace and Alec and Isabel in the club in the beginning of the book or movie, or both. So that's exciting. Okay, now I will be talking about the prologue to Clockwork Princess. So if you have not gotten the Shadowhunters app and you have not read it and you don't want to be spoiled, just go away and come back after you've read it, because I don't want to spoil you, because that'd just be mean. I just watched The Big Bang Theory and there was something about that on there. It's kind of funny, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so hilarious. But yeah. Anyway, so it starts with, remember that old guy that they went to visit in the York Institute in Clockwork Prince, and they were looking at a portrait of his granddaughter Adele, who had died, and yeah, so it starts with the old guy and his granddaughter on the day of her first marking, which, if I remember correctly, is when the Nephilim kid, turns 11 or 12 or something like that, and they get their first rune on their hand, on the back of their hand, which is it looks like an eye. It's the clairvoyant rune. And it's a big deal, it's a big ceremony. The Silent Brothers are the ones who put it on there. And yeah, it's just a really, really big deal, because it's your first permanent rune, and after that you get more and more runes as time goes on. So it starts with the old guy and his granddaughter, and it's or 1847, which is approximately 40 years before the events in the Inferno Devices series. And it's just a scene where he talks to his granddaughter, and she's really sick, and instead of getting the clairvoyant rune, she will be getting the strength rune, because she needs to strengthen herself because she's really sick and it's just not good. The ceremony, instead of being in like one of the big rooms of the York Institute is in her bedroom because, like I said, she's really sick. The Silent Brothers come in and they start putting the rune on her, and she's really quiet and everything because her grandfather had just told her that it's gonna hurt a little, but she shouldn't cry because Shadowhunters don't cry. So she doesn't, but then they lock eyes, and he sees that how much pain she's in, and he knows that usually there is a little bit of pain, but it's not that much. And he tells him to stop, but it's too late, and suddenly like her skin starts peeling off, and she like starts screaming, and cut to 35 years later, with the time when Will meets Jem. It's so awesome because remember, that's the time when Will thinks that he's cursed, and he can't allow anyone to love him, so he's really horrible to everyone. And the only person who hasn't given up on him at that point is Charlotte, because she had seen him cry that one time. So she still has hopes for him, and she's hoping that this new boy, who is the same age as Will get him out of his nasty shell, so to speak. And that's about 6 months after Will gets to the Institute. So like his wounds are really fresh and he's really horrible to everyone. And then Jem comes in, this sickly looking little guy, and Will is like, well, I need a sparring partner, but someone who can keep up with me, not someone who's on the brink of death. Like, you know? And Charlotte is like preparing to go between them to protect Jem from Will, and all of a sudden Jem's like, well, yes, I am dying, and Will has the decency of actually being embarrassed about what he said, because, you know, technically he is a good guy. There's this thing about, I don't know if you remember, but in Clockwork Prince, Jem tells Tessa about how they became Parabatai, and how Will tricked him into agreeing to that because he thought that Will cannot throw daggers, and he was actually really good at that. And this actually happens when they meet. That's where that kind of starts, because Will is practicing throwing daggers when they meet, right? And the dagger that is on the wall is like not in the center, and Jem is like, well, it looks like I don't need to worry about you using me as a practice person because you don't seem to be very good at throwing daggers. But, and he throws the dagger and it goes like dead in the center, and he's like, but I am good, so I can teach you, okay? And Will's like, sure. Even though he probably already knows how to throw daggers really well, as we find out later. But I don't know why he was pretending to be bad at it. I have no idea. But hey, that's Will for you. Yeah, so that's basically where the prologue ends. So I don't know what happens next because the book doesn't come out for another 39 days as of right now, so I can't wait. But moving on to my crackpot theories, right? And I had thought about that when they were in the York Institute, and the old guy was trying to tell Tessa something, and he was always on the brink of telling her something, and he made himself stop. And then there was, you know, when he first saw her, like the very first time when he saw her, like his reaction was really weird and all of that. So I'm thinking that maybe he recognized something in her, as in maybe, just maybe, she's his granddaughter, as in maybe Adele was her mom. Because, and I don't remember where that came from, but in either the Mortal Instruments or the Infernal Devices, someone said something about, it might have been Clary and Jace talking about it, that when sometimes, very rarely, Nephilim kids are allergic to the marks, and so they can't be marked, and instead they go crazy or something like that. So what I'm thinking is that Adele got allergic to the mark, obviously, 'cause she was in so much pain and like the whole thing that happened. And the Magister's parents had lived near the York Institute, right? Because the house is there. And the grandfather went to them and they did something to Adele. And because even Mortman said that this has been a plan that's been going on for a really long time, even before his time, right? Which is, sounds about right. I mean, ear-wise, it makes sense. So maybe they did something to Adele, and to save her from, going insane from the mark, from the allergic reaction, and then they made her forget about the Shadowhunters or whatever, because later someone has said that even she didn't know what was done to her. So maybe she was in fact, maybe Tessa is in fact the daughter of a Shadowhunter woman, but she had some magic done on her. So then do you see where I'm going with this? Like, that's what makes Tessa so special somehow. So there were, I don't know, I just think that the Magister's parents did something to Adele, and Adele is Tessa's mother. I don't know. But hey, I just thought that might be something to do with that, maybe. I don't know. We'll see when it comes out. And for right now, I guess I'm just gonna go back to my Shadowhunters and Downworlders, because I have to read it by Tuesday and do a review on it. And on Tuesday I will be getting my Indigo Spell from the Bloodline series, so I'll be reading that when it comes in, and I'm super excited about that too. So yeah, let me know what you think. My crackpot theory might be a little too out there, or at the same time it might not, but I really think that Tessa and Adele are somehow connected, and that's why the old guy is being so weird towards Tessa. I'm not sure. Right? And then another thing, Clary, when she saw Tessa, she said that Tessa looked familiar. Why? Is she recognizing something from Jace in Tessa? Is she? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Sadly, I hate waiting. But what are you gonna do, right? Okay, well, I'm gonna go now because I have to read and do stuff. But thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. And if you have any questions for me, comment section. And yeah, see you later. Bye!